Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Talking Gears. In this episode, I chat to OnyxGuard109, founder of Gears Community Squad Crimson, who has also hosted numerous charitable Gears of War tournaments and events over the past few years. I hope you all enjoy. Right, so OnyxGuard109, is that the name that... am I saying that correctly?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, and
indeed.
you prefer, obviously, you prefer Onyx? Is that okay for the rest of this? Like, what do you usually go by? What alias?
A lot of people call me Onyx, but call me Sean. A lot of people know me by Sean now.
How did you get into Gears of War, my friend?
This is going back quite a while now. In my older, younger days. To be honest, I didn't start like the normal average Gears player where they start from the very first game. I actually started from Gears of War 2.
Okay.
One of my good friends who I play with at the minute, OnyxGuard109, he actually introduced me to Gears, and then I've been playing non-stop ever since.
Yeah, because I properly started with Gears 2. Like, I played Gears 1, but I was always so terrible at the multiplayer, I was almost frightened of it. And it was until Gears 2 that I thought I'd have a real good go at it. Do you know what I mean? That's when I could kind of hold my own. But like in Gears 1, like, I'd go online and I'd get absolutely wrecked, and then after a game I'd be bombarded with messages of abuse telling me that, you know, you suck, get better, and I was like, Christ, this is, you know, and I've just come off the back of playing Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare or something, which was, again, the game at the time, which was, you know, what everyone was playing, and that I could just walk around, point and shoot and have a grand old time. But obviously with Gears 1 it was so bloody difficult that I was just bombarded with abuse, so I didn't actually properly get into Gears until the second one. Like, I played it, but I enjoyed the campaign, but there was no way I was touching that online. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like I only really got into it just because my friend was like, "You should give this a go. It's nice and gory." I'm like, "Oh, I like gore. I'll give this a go."
A lot of people.
Yeah, but with multiplayer, I never really was a multiplayer fan until Gears of War 3.
Right.
Back in Gears 2. I just did campaign over and over and over again until the point of Horde, and then I was like, I didn't even touch Horde. Yeah, I didn't even touch Horde.
Wow, fair enough.
Until for a good few months, and then Horde was the first time I touched multiplayer.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wow, this is a whole new ball game.
To be fair, Gears 2's campaign was out of the park, wasn't it? It was just brilliant.
Oh, it was brilliant, yeah.
Perfect. For me, it's still my favourite Gears campaign. It was the mystery of it, and just how the variety and the emotion. It was just brilliant. Obviously the stuff with Maria as well, and it was a game of loss, wasn't it? Like, you lost some big characters that game. I
mean, because it was my first, I'd probably say it was probably my favourite.
Did you not play the Gears 1 campaign before you played the Gears 2 campaign?
No.
Wow. Did you go back and play the first one?
Yeah, so I did it in a weird order. So I did Gears 2, then I did a bit of Gears 3, and then I realised, what am I doing? I'm doing this in the wrong order. So I went back and did Gears 1.
Oh, you're probably like, oh, this makes sense. This makes sense.
Yeah.
I
got a bit lost with the story.
What's going on, right?
Yeah, I got there in the end.
So how long have you been active in the Gears community for? Because I first started seeing your alias pop up on the forums a few years ago, but obviously with the release of Gears 3, we saw an influx of players going by the name of OnyxGuard or some sort of variant to do with the character.
So I wasn't actually online, like even on Xbox, until Gears of War 3 released it. Even then, I didn't have the game when it released on date. I actually got it at Christmas as a gift.
Right.
Even as Xbox Live the same year as a gift, so I missed out on quite a lot of years of Gears on YouTube. I didn't even have internet, so I was just
so you're
missing out on a bunch.
You're a Gears baby in a way.
Pretty much. So I joined in the Gears-ish community about Gears Judgment Time.
That was an interesting time for Gears of War. A very experimental stage. So that's when you joined the Gears community on the forums. Did you ever visit the forums back then? Because that's when it was still epic.
Yeah, I was on it quite a lot, to be honest. Because the only reason I found it was because I was playing a random survival game online.
Okay.
And someone told me to go attend a community event called Reaper Festival. which
Oh yeah, I
Evil
remember
One
that.
used to host. Yeah.
Nash's. Who else was in charge of it? I
You
remember
got
Nash's being at the forefront of that.
you got Evil, Le
Evil, yep.
Mans, Tatcom.
Yeah,
There's quite a bunch.
Yeah. The Reaper was an interesting addition. Very controversial though. I mean, do you remember the Reaper thread back in the day?
Oh yeah, man. There was a lot of
people
toxic
would
and hate
literally
going around.
visit the forums and just post on there all the time or do whatever they could to be nominated to be that Reaper. It was a real, caused a lot of animosity. I remember Flack locking thread after thread or banning user after user. People would turn up to the forum. You'd be quite a well-known member. They'd get the Reaper and then they would disappear.
That's crazy, man.
So yeah, it was also almost if people had this strange incentive to, help the community just so they could profit themselves. So I don't think we'll ever see anything like that again.
I mean, the closest thing we have to it at the minute is the Blood Moon stuff. That's the only close thing.
Yeah, I think the coalition handled that a lot better though.
Oh yeah,
it's completely different to how it was back in the Epic days. When I was on the Epic forums, man, I used to get banned all the time. It was awful. It was really Flack just because obviously I was only about 14 when I started visiting the forums.
Yeah, I was about the same.
And like as a 14-year-old, like you're just an arse, aren't you? Really?
Yeah, you don't think.
You don't rationalise. You just argue. It was awful. Anyway, so you're the founder of Crimson, a content and community team that consists of various well-known members within the Gears community, Cod Couple, Ambrose Starred, people like that. What was the idea behind that? And why did you decide to do it?
Because I used to do quite a few events quite a few while ago. I just stopped doing it for a while. And then, because I was a one-man band, I kind of wanted help and kind of wanted to go a bit more extra mile with it. So I started talking to Pro Gear a bit more, and I was like, why don't we, form a group and see what we can do with it, and make a logo and stuff, and make a brand, and then that's how it all started. Really, then we started getting people join who were close friends, and then just became a bit bigger.
So you and Pro Gear are at the forefront of this community team.
Yeah, we just sat in like a Skype call and started talking things through and coming up with different names and ideas and stuff and how we're going to sort of run the show. What
impresses me the most is that you've already amounted a total of, you're just over 600 followers, and you've launched this community platform in a period of downtime for Gears where things are at their quietest and fairly desolate.
Yeah.
So you've grown to quite a fair size in quite a short period of time. That's impressive.
Yeah, we didn't expect to grow this quickly. I think it was because we took advantage of the space between how the game's content grind went super quiet. There was hardly any events going on. There was not really talk on getting this, getting that. And then we just kind of thought, if we can fill that gap, maybe, who knows, we could make something big of it, and it just started from there.
What kind of vision do you have for it? Were you around in the days of G-Con, the Gears community?
Oh yeah, I knew about G-Con, but
yeah.
I knew about it when it finished, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I kind of looked it up and I saw how they run things, and I believe it was Octus and a couple
when he
of
was
guys.
back when he was Hooligan, and Simberger, Commander Roan, people like that. Yeah, they did it really well. I would always look up to those guys so much, when I was 12, 14 years old, playing an event with them, nerding out, thinking how great it all was, and it was really well done. Would you like to see yourselves, maybe the next version of G-Con? Because we haven't really had anything like that since, or to that level of, that standard.
G-Con standard is very, very high.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't say that we're there right now.
Yeah, but is it somewhere you'd like to be? Is it maybe by Gears 6 or whatever comes eventually?
It's a cool idea to be there, yeah. It's just a very hard position to say right now.
Yeah, of course.
Because we're kind of sort of still working things out on where we want to go and what stuff we want to do.
And you're on YouTube? Oh, sorry, carry on.
I was going to say we're kind of working things out for hopefully when Gears 5 drops that we'll have something big for when it starts, so it should... quite a few.
Yeah, because you're going to be busy over that period. I think we all are.
Yeah.
Everyone, all this content. Hopefully, there's a lot to cover. You guys are on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, of course. So you're easily accessible. You're everywhere. You have a lot of ground covered, right?
Yeah, we're on mainly Twitch at the moment. We are moving along to YouTube, especially this year coming to Gears 5 with news drops, stuff like that. And definitely 100% active on Twitter. Talk to anybody, follow anybody. And we like to see what creators do and what creators post and pass it around.
Do you want to help? Exactly. Help them flourish, right? Yeah. And get their work out there to maybe be like the conduit, right? Of, the bridge between the community and getting their work out there. That you guys could really help with that, I think. I think it's an interesting platform.
We helped out quite a bunch of creators, especially one, Dastardly. He's done pretty well now.
Yeah,
and he's growing pretty quickly as well too. And we've helped pass his name around.
No, I think it's good that you're on lots of platforms. So I find it interesting how a lot of people will dedicate their time to one platform, right? Well, what happens if, for instance, like Instagram ceased to exist tomorrow, or Twitter? Where would you go? Would your brand lose everything, right? So I think it's good that you've got an expansive platform. Because I was thinking, I've always just had Gears feed through Twitter, usually, up until about a year ago. And I thought, well, what if today Twitter was just like, right, we're charging a fee, or you can't use this anymore, or my account gets suspended. Yeah. And then that's it. All that, that little community that I have, or, for that news, it ceases to exist. So I thought it was important to expand to YouTube, or at least have a few places. I was thinking about a website, but I don't think in the modern day a website is as imperative as it would have been 10 years ago for a community team, because people with social media and everything now, I don't think a website is as pivotal for your brand. I think as long as you exist in lots of different social media platforms, you'll be okay.
Yeah, we tried the website route. We asked loads and loads of feedback on it, but there's not that many. If you look in terms of figures, there's not that many clicks on a website compared to how many there is.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth the bang for buck, personally.
Yeah.
And I think we'll slowly grow out of them more and more, and it'll be mostly official channels and then just social media. I don't think it's quite rare you have little sub communities these days as you used to. I think it's all merged, because all we used to have is the forums, right, to discuss. But now we've got Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. We're all everywhere. So I think having your own community website is a really good thing to do. But I think I'm not sure. For me personally, I don't know if I could go back into that. Is it worth it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a hard choice to make.
But it's good for your portfolio, I suppose. But it is quite a tough one. You also have a graphic artist, Dexter Weeks.
Yes.
And he's done a lot of art for the community, essentially visualising people in Zero as Gears themselves. I think that's really good.
Yeah, he's very good. He made our Blood Moon Embargo, then we was like, we'll work with him. Let's give him some help. Let's get his name around, and now he's probably one of the most well-known.
Yeah, I mean, he's done work for the Razor'd Edge. Octus and Vectis did something for them. Octus uses it as his profile picture now, pretty much. On,
that's right. Yeah,
Xbox Live. So he's incredible. So you're going to continue to work with him through Gears 5 and so on and so on.
Oh yeah, I mean, we've got a couple of ideas already planned for 5. Especially a couple of pieces of art. Like on our Twitch, we have the Warden emotes already.
Oh really? Nice.
Yeah. And hopefully some of the event themes as well will be quite surprising to people too.
So what are your future plans for Crimson? Just events, news, videos, how-tos, just literally connecting the community, right? Being one big hub.
Yeah, it's going to be all things Gears.
Right.
You name it, it is literally going to be there. Hopefully at one point it'll literally be the go-to place for Gears.
I think that's what you need. I think that's what you want. That'd be really good for you. I think you guys have done so well in such a short space of time to grow the community that you have, as I said, in such a quiet period.
I mean, like, social media wise, I think there's still work to be done. I mean, like, Galfeed and like Gears Declassified, you guys have got that on point at the minute, which is really cool. Like, we like to see stuff like that, which is nice.
Yeah. Declassified's good. He's very I think one thing that's good about Declassified, it's like a very official, professional stream of news and content, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think mine's a bit more jokey, a bit more. I try and put my personality in a bit, so I'm not as professional in that sense.
Like, I remember quite a few of the pictures that you posted with the little quads and stuff. It was nice and funny, man.
Yeah. I do like to put some humour into it. I think it's important. Now, you hosted a charity stream event for Macmillan Cancer Support to support families and people that it affects. You've actually hosted quite a few. So 2016 Ultimate Edition, the OSOC event for Macmillan, you raised £424.
Yeah.
In 2017,
the first one.
A brain tumour support group fight for Richard, £465. And in 2017 of July, Macmillan again for people with MS with Evil One, a total of £1,773.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I'll take my hat off to you, mate. Like the level of altruism here is outstanding. Now, what made you want to do? Like, what gave you the drive to do that? Obviously, you've been affected by it, and I think it's just such a brilliant thing because you have been affected by cancer. You've lost a close auntie, 2 cousins that were fighting it or are fighting the disease.
Yeah. So I quite have a very close relationship with cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Quite a lot of my family members have either lost or still fighting right now.
Yeah.
But that was the drive to
Sorry
do
to
it.
hear that, by the way.
Was it's fine, man. It just affects everyone in different ways, and I wanted to do something to kind of help the people around it because I know what it's like and I know what families and the way they feel, and it's just nice to give back to them.
And you were fighting with a tumour yourself?
So I had a small one in my shoulder,
Right.
which went in November. That was taken out.
Jesus.
It's nothing too serious, thank God.
Yeah.
But
Christ, they got it early?
yeah, it was very, very early days.
My God. And how old are you? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm 21 now.
21. That's so young to be affected by something like that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, it sounds like you're really strong. And, the thing is with cancer is everyone knows someone who's affected by it, and you never think it's going to affect you, do you? Until one day, bam! Like it completely turns your life upside down.
Yeah, it does. It makes you reconsider a lot of things. It makes you think, like my latest cousin who passed away, who we did an event for.
Yeah.
He was into loads and loads and loads of stuff, and you hate to see that thing go. Like he loved everything like F1, like football, anything stuff like that, and that was all for his support group because they
That's brilliant of you. Yeah.
All volunteers helping him like get through day-to-day stuff because he got to a point where he couldn't really do anything.
Yeah.
And
that's the thing, isn't it? You see someone perfectly strong with cancer withered into nothing, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what, because my dad was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer in 2011. And the thing is,
crazy.
The GPs actually just told him he was stressed. He was going back and forth, he was uncomfortable around his stomach, his bowel areas. And after months of visits, they finally realised, gave him an MRI scan, and they finally realised he had a melon-sized tumour basically sitting on his prostate. And it's full-blown bowel cancer. And I lost him to that in 2014. I was 19. But my dad was my best friend. I come from an extremely close family, and I think incurring a tragedy like that definitely makes you who you are and molds you to be a stronger person. Like, I feel like I can deal with most things now, but definitely I'd say the one thing I miss the most is the advice. But yeah, I mean, fuck cancer. But it does make you feel like I feel like I can comfortably talk about it and deal with a lot more through that.
I mean, fair play to you. Like, 19 years of age, it's something hard to chew.
Oh yeah, but we had it was a roller coaster, man, because it was almost like he was almost cured after 2 years of fighting it. He had the tumour taken out. You have another 10 years to live. La di da di da, and he's recovering. And then all of a sudden, it's we're basically nearly celebrating that he's more or less cured, and then bam, it's in his lymph nodes, it's in his bones, and that was pretty much that. I had to retake a year of uni because I got a call one day in April of 2014, like, this is it, you've got to come to the hospital, whatever, last 3 weeks. But yeah, I think it does mould you, it makes you stronger. Did you ever watch Total Biscuit?
I did not watch Total Biscuit.
Did you ever hear of him, the content creator?
I've heard of him, yeah.
Yeah, see, we lost him to cancer in May of last year, and it's a weird thing with cancer. He was on a podcast a few months before, and he looked he obviously looked like he was on chemo. He didn't look his best, but he was talking. He was fine. Like everyone thought, brilliant. You know, how come? You know, he's been fighting it for 3 years. The doctors only gave him 2. He's doing really well, and you know, obviously, if he can have one good day, then you know it's worth fighting for, right?
Yeah.
And then in May of last year, he was like, "Oh, you know, I'm in a lot of pain. Got to go into the hospital." But you know, I think they're finally dealing with some things, and we all thought, okay, you know, he's going to be all right. And then, you know, bam, that's the thing. He was gone, like just gone. And although I'd never met the bloke, it had an effect on me. You know, I was devastated because that's a YouTuber that I'd followed since 2011. You know, since I was a kid. Like, I loved how critical he was. He was never. The thing is, he was never afraid to say the right thing, and he pissed a lot of people off. And he was a very controversial figure in the gaming industry. But I think he fought for the consumer, you know. And I just it's just shit, but it is what it is. But yeah, you've done some fascinating work. Do you have any other plans for more charity events down the line?
Yeah, it's just a case of hoping the community will back me on them, like we did before. But I always want to set a goal to go bigger.
Right.
So the last one was like nearly $2,000. I want to try and hit over if possible.
That'd be
but
brilliant.
I want to do something based with kids.
Okay.
Because I know a lot of kids also get this horrible disease.
Of course they do. Yeah.
It affects the parents humongously.
Yeah, awful. That'd be a really good thing to do, mate. So that I think you'll get a lot of support and a lot of backing through that.
Yeah, I hope so. It'd be nice to give back once again, but we wanted to run it a little bit different. So previously we've only done a stream for like a few hours.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll probably run a 48 or a 24 hour fully straight on Gears, whether it's 4 or 5 or even all of them. Like, anyone can come play. We love to have guests. Like, we had Captain Jack Sparrow last one, we had Shadows, Pete. We had all the big creators come to last one, which made
that's really good,
probably
man.
one of the
and
best
they can
ones.
draw people in as well. It's so important to get those guys.
Yeah.
It's so good of them to turn up as well, and they'll draw it in. That's it's really good because you're in good health now. You're okay. You're okay.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah,
perfect.
All
really,
good.
Really happy, man. That's really good. Let's get on to a lighter note. Should we go back to Gears 5? Let's talk about Gears 5.
Oh, okay.
Things are drastically different with Gears 5, aren't they? In regards to news and content to talk about. Although we just saw Gilded Ram announced. I kept saying glided in my video. I couldn't believe it. I said it about 8 times, man. I was like, glided. I was like, this guy doesn't fly. So working towards that character will allow you to use him in Gears 5, and it looks like the Coalition aren't stopping there. So I would assume we have more characters or variants, should I say, that we can work towards earning for Gears 5?
I think so. I mean, I think one of the big hints that they gave was in the emblem with the number 1.
Yeah.
Meaning there's going to be more than one, surely. That's the only big hint I can see given them. But they did also mention on the forums, I think, or Octus on Twitter, saying there's been more. But I'd like to see where they're going to go with this. And it also, they didn't really touch on it too much, but we noticed, and a couple of guys noticed, that they've actually managed to do the claim the character in skins without pressing a button this time.
Really?
Yeah, so it literally just pops without even having to go on a website and click it, which is what people wanted.
Nice.
And,
okay.
Looks like they've actually achieved that.
Yeah, I think they didn't have to do that, did they? Like, you know, more incentives to keep playing Gears 4, when obviously the full focus is evidently going to be on Gears 5. So they get they get scrutinised a lot, the Coalition, for their content. And I can't really understand why when it comes to the characters, because we've had so many characters that we couldn't have dreamed of getting, like the Armoured Kansas, for example. Like,
I mean, was it like it was like a year, wasn't it, after the game
and
release, we started getting Locust. Yeah.
And, with every announcement they get absolutely shafted, and it's brutal. And I think obviously with a lot of Gears 4's content there were things that weren't great. Obviously the season pass and the maps was a absolute
I think
mess,
that's the problem with the community, is they're a little bit butthurt from the very start of the game.
A lot of hostility. I think things will be better in Gears 5 as long as they have content that people can work towards to earn. I think earnable content and cosmetics is so important to keep people playing, because obviously with Gears 4 we only had, you couldn't really show off anything, could you? Like, oh, look how hard I worked to earn this, right? It was quite rare. Obviously, we had the diamond stuff and all the different tiers content, but overall, it was quite sparse in regards to that. So I think it's imperative that they do that for Gears 5. You know, like in Gears 3, where you earned what you had. You know, I think they really need to approach Gears 5 that way, and I think they will, because I think Octus said they didn't have a lot of time to fit everything into Gears 4. So I think it was quite a rush for them at the end. So I definitely think everything that was missing in Gears 4, I think we'll definitely see in Gears 5. What are your predictions for E3 this year? Do you think we're going to have an absolute news blowout? I mean, there's a lot to cover. We've got campaign, multiplayer, horde. I'm sure there'll be something entirely new as well.
It's difficult to say at this stage because they've literally said nothing. I kind of like in a way, because I know Gears 4, when they was doing their marketing, I pretty much knew the campaign before they even released it, because they showed too much in the trailers and stuff. So I kind of want like secrets and like character announcements and stuff to be hush hush until the game's actually in your console. Where it comes to E3, I'd like to see maybe a multiplayer perspective on Gears and not a campaign one. Or just something tiny that people can get hyped over, but at the same time not show too much of the game, because it's all about the player experience. Like, you don't want to boot up a game and know about everything, right? Yeah,
because the marketing campaign is very much an approach to mitigate that stretch that you usually have with a prolonged hype train for a game, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, I hope there is something to cover, though. I know there will be something.
Definitely.
Something big, but...
But do you think so you don't think they're going to cover every aspect? You think maybe like a little campaign teaser?
Yeah, nothing too big. Maybe they might say something's playable at E3. Maybe like, if you come to a booth, you can play one of the new maps or something, or I don't know.
Do you think we're going to see a beta for Gears 5? Because this time in the Gears 4 cycle, we were pretty much approaching it.
It's at this stage, I'd probably say no. No, I don't think so either.
But again, they could just drop it. They could just be like, right, here's Gears 5. The beta's tomorrow, like they did with Ultimate Edition. Have a good time.
They could.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I don't think
people would be very prepared for it, though.
Yeah.
That's the only... But I know what would happen. The community would be like, oh, you haven't said this, you haven't talked about this, why are you just dropping it now? And they'll just complain and then just,
Do you think we're going to see a new mode or some sort of Battle Royale variant? I talked to everyone about this. Do you think they're going to offer something entirely new?
I like a Battle Royale, but not in the sense of a way you drop from the sky and hit the ground.
Yeah.
I like to see Gears' take. Right. Whether it's just free-for-all with a twist or something like that.
That's what I'd like to see, free-for-all with a twist. I think that's the approach they'll take. I think they'll have a very expansive free-for-all. If they do something like that, I think it'll be a real heavy focus on some sort of free-for-all variant.
I mean, free-for-all in esports would be very fun to watch. Like, who would be actually the greatest player?
Work fairly, but that's the thing. Can you balance it right? Will it work with the maps? It's a lot. So, I don't know. I think Battle Royale's out of the question for Gears. I've spoke to a lot of people about it, and they've all made some interesting points, but I don't think Gears will need Battle Royale.
I don't think it will need Battle Royale to get hyped. I just think it needs something that other games have not done yet.
Yeah.
So that people would like, oh, I'll buy that just to play that. Like, that's what people do.
Or a new competitive game type, because I think escalation it could be improved on quite a lot. We've had shouts for a bomb game type for like the last 6 to 8 years. People want bomb game type for Gears of War, and we've never seen one. Do you think one of those could work?
If it was like in a way of a thrash ball, if that kind of twist sort of way to it, maybe.
Yeah.
But I can't see it happening. I could probably see a capture the flag way, but not like Judgment's breakthrough. I think that was a bit of a flop.
Yeah.
It's a good idea, but I think it's a bit of a flop.
Is there anything is there anything you think you will definitely see, like a prediction of yours for Gears 5? Something you're certain on or would like to see?
I'd like to see Overrun.
Overrun. Really, really highly revered game type, actually.
Yeah.
Because we saw some sort of variant in that leaked picture from Phil Spencer,
Oh yeah.
It looks like Horde or something, or those accolades or icons in the bottom, some sort of cooldowns. What did you think of that?
That image was I was looking at that for quite a couple of days.
Yeah,
just,
pulling it apart, right?
Yeah, I couldn't really get much out. Like, I think everyone covered it pretty well, especially B chaps.
Yeah, he's really good at dissecting stuff.
I can't really see anything else other than it being Horde that there was playing.
I think we're evidently going to see Horde in Gears 5. It's pretty definite, isn't it?
I just hope they add quite a few different new things. Like, I want to see, like, new ways of playing Horde. Like, obviously, they already introduced that in 4, where you can move stuff around freely. Like, I want to see different ways, or like sticking turrets on walls, or like just some out of the blue.
There's a variety to the gameplay, right?
Yeah.
Now, I put a tweet out today asking people if they could choose one legacy map to return in Gears 5 and what they would pick. And it's had some good responses and discussions.
Okay.
The obvious ones have been Ruins, which we've only seen in Gears 2. I actually really enjoyed that map, aside from the fact that the planted frags would genuinely like camouflage themselves in Ruins. Did you ever play Ruins?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Ruins is a good one, especially playing ranked on that. It was very a toughie, but
I would love to see that map return, man. Hail was another shout. Now I love how dynamic that map was, because it was another Gears 2 great, and I'd love to see if it would work with the Gears, the way Gears is now, the character movement speed, right? Because it was a little large for the sluggish character movement speed in Gears 2. I always wanted to see how it would play in today's Gears titles.
Yeah, I mean, we've Reclaimed Windflare had a similar effect, but not like changing the dynamics a little bit more.
Yeah, because that was a map remake, wasn't it, of Reclaimed?
Yeah, I'd like to see like a fresh map with the dynamics and not like a remade one.
Yeah, I'd be very much on board with Hail coming back to the game. People are vehemently against Blood Drive and Gridlock returning. We've been playing Gridlock for what, 12 years now. I think I was sick of it about 5 years ago, maybe more. So I can understand where people are coming from. Is there a particular map you don't want to see anywhere near Gears 5?
I mean, if I had to. I'd probably if I had to choose 3, I'd probably say like check out Blood Drive, and probably what's that Gears 3 map now? Damn, it's like on a boat.
On a boat.
It's so bad I can't think of this.
Wasn't Overpass? That was a really bad one.
No, that was a bad one. But to be fair, I put a lot of hours into Overpass on Horde, so it's not too bad.
I know what one. You're not about Dry Dock, are you?
No, not Dry Dock.
I know what one you're hearing about as well.
Damn, what's it called?
God,
this is so bad. This is so bad. It's on Gears 3, like the start of Gears 3.
The start of Gears 3. Oh, I know what one you mean. What is that called? I can't remember for the life of me, mate. There's so many maps now. There was a shout for Underhill. Did you remember the Gears? I think Gears 2 had some of the best DLC we've ever seen. Do you remember the Dark Corners DLC pack?
Oh yeah, that was pretty good.
That was incredible. That was fantastic. The amount of maps that game had and the variety, it was incredible. And I think it was Schwo who quoted me and said Underhill was one he'd like to see. Underhill was a brilliant map. Another big. There were a lot of big maps in Gears 2, really large maps, but because of the character movement speed, could have been better. And that's why I think in today's Gears titles they would fare so much better. So I'd really like to see some of those. Obviously, this time around we want to see as little as possible when it comes to the map remakes. Obviously, that was quite a controversial topic, wasn't it, in Gears 4? Obviously, when we saw the remake of Impact, was it?
Impact Dark.
Yeah, Impact Dark. That was really. There was a lot of animosity around that one.
Yeah, that's what hit the nail on the head for the community to start turning toxic.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the toxicity for the whole of Gears 4 stemmed from that moment, didn't it? It was quite a lot. But I think there's always going to be toxicity in communities, isn't there? It's just the way people are. It's the way things are going to work.
You have that small dark corner where everyone hides and comes out. It's like everyone has a little bit of toxic in them. Everyone has a little hate, but everyone tends to keep it away because there's just no point really.
So what are 3 maps you'd love to see then return?
Like
one.
Come back
just something. One map you could just, if you could have it like you can only choose one map. What would you choose to return to Gears 5?
If it was Gears 4, I'd probably say Dawn. I think Dawn's
Dawn?
like a really good.
Okay, that's an interesting one.
When that released, I was kind of gobsmacked because it's like, you know, the TC team have got some pretty good like talent.
Yeah.
And that map really like spoke out to me as like a nice play. They've got different ways of getting to weapons, and it's just really well
quite a dynamic map.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Mansion. Mansion's a really good map as well.
Mansion's definitely a good one.
There's also Jacinto. Gridlocks people are really torn on Gridlock, man. But I really don't want to see it again. I'm so tired of playing it. All Father's Garden's good.
I think it's just the way Gridlock is played now, especially with like, because the way the players play the maps is what ruins the maps, really.
Yeah, and there's a few shouts for Nowhere as well. That was a really good part of the DLC as well for Gears 2. Another one we haven't seen for a while.
What was that? Is it Flood? I can't remember if it was
Flooded. Yeah, that one was good.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
That was a pretty map. Now, just to round this up, release date. When do you reckon it's gonna release?
I'm gonna probably say around October, November.
Yeah, you think they're gonna release right in the holiday? You know, the full, saturated market of games that's gonna come out
just in time for Christmas. I think
just in time for Christmas. You reckon?
Yeah.
You don't think September, August, like when it can, or August, reckon sort of stand alone? Because I mentioned the possibility of it getting delayed, but in a previous interview, but I think that's pretty much. They're very confident on 2019. They keep saying that. Just keep saying Gears 5 is coming in 2019. So I don't think we have any worries of that.
I think obviously Pop. I think will come first. But
yeah.
Tactics. I'd probably I might make a prediction on Tactics will probably come just before 5.
Yeah.
Just for something to play.
I think so. Yeah. I think people are going to want to see that on Xbox as well, but we'll see how that fares.
Yeah.
Okay, mate. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, man.